Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. The war on drugs probe is inching its way into the warrant stage. This is after the International Criminal Court pretrial chamber said that it is allowing its prosecutors to continue the investigation into alleged abuses of Rodrigo Duterte's drug campaign. In a statement, the ICC says the pretrial chamber is not convinced that the Philippine government is undertaking its own investigation since Manila has not provided satisfactory materials on the probe. The pretrial chamber also concluded that local initiatives and proceedings do not amount to concrete and progressive steps that mirror the court's investigation. In 2021, the ICC suspended its investigation into the drug war after the Philippines requested for a deferral. The government argued that the ICC lacked the jurisdiction to conduct the investigation. Former PNP chief and Senator Bato de la Rosa says he is not surprised with the ICC's decision to resume its probe on the war on drugs. In an interview with One Balita Pilipinas, the former top cop of the Duterte administration reiterated the issue of jurisdiction. He said that ultimately, it will be up to the Marcos government whether or not the ICC will be allowed to further investigate the drug war.
Very consistent naman yung pronouncement ng ating Pangulo who said that they will not allow any probe or investigation to proceed within our jurisdiction. So paano ngayon makapaggawa ng credible investigation itong ICC kung ang magiging basihan lang nila yung mga news report, yung mga sa internet na source, kung hindi sila talaga makapunta dito mag-conduct ng on-site investigation.
More reactions to our top story. The Office of the Solicitor General says it has yet to receive a copy of the ICC pretrial chamber's decision allowing the continuation of the probe into the drug war. However, Solicitor General Menardo Guevara said they will exhaust all legal remedies, which includes elevating the matter to the ICC Appeals Chamber. Guevara also said that the country's own investigation should take precedence, insisting that our legal system is functioning well. For Human Rights Watch, the ICC is the only credible avenue of justice for the victims of the drug war. And for his part, Senator Coco Pimentel is urging the government to cooperate in the investigation to prove that the Philippines is a responsible member of the world community. While for Harry Roque, former President Rodrigo Duterte's legal counsel, this development does not bother him at all since his client has no plans of facing any foreign court in relation to the drug war. In other news, the House Committee on Constitutional Amendments began its formal deliberations on proposed changes to the 1987 Constitution. Marian Enriquez with the details.
Deliberation of the pending measures.
Is it time to amend the Constitution? If so, how? These were the initial questions of members of the House Committee on Constitutional Amendments. 5 measures were filed before the lower house, pushing for a constitutional convention to make amendments in the 1987 Constitution. Delegates will be elected from every legislative district to propose amendments. For former Supreme Court Associate Justice Vicente Mendoza, there's an urgent need to amend the Constitution due to the amendment clause in Article 17 being very ambiguous. It does not state if the 2 houses of Congress must sit jointly or separately, or vote as one or not in a constituent assembly or constitutional convention.
This has been a problem since the 1987 Constitution, Mr. Chairman, and it has not been resolved. You make that ambiguous. You make it difficult for people to amend the Constitution. It lacks the details. What do you have? You might have a revolution.
Mendoza says the amendment clause is an essential part of the Constitution. But for attorney Christian Monsor, who was one of the framers of the Charter, the Constitution is not the problem.
The Constitution, Your Honors, is not the problem. It is part of the solution. Why don't you pass those first? And then let's see whether they work and won't need anymore any change in the Constitution anymore.
Munsod warned that if the phrase "unless otherwise provided by law" is inserted to loosen restrictive economic provisions, this will make legislators too powerful by allowing them to propose changes just by passing regular laws without the need for a vote by the Filipino people through a plebiscite.
The door is open wider to transactional legislation at which corrupt politicians and greedy business are very adept.
But for Attorney Adolfo Azcuna, the economic policies should be adjustable to the needs of the country, especially since it has been 36 years since the Constitution was made.
We need foreign investment in order to recover from the twin impact of inflation and the pandemic. And yet we are constrained by economic policies that are not meant to last 36 years.
Constitutional Amendments Panel Chairman Rufus Rodriguez meanwhile said that they will visit different parts of the country to hold public consultations on the matter. For News 5, Marian Enriquez, we are One News.
Time now to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories. Stay with us. Tonight from Kuwait. Once it gets here, the National Bureau of Investigation will be performing an autopsy on Ranara. The Department of Migrant Workers earlier confirmed that the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration will assist with the repatriation. Ranara's employer also shouldered the costs. DMW is expecting the Kuwaiti prosecutor's findings on the case to be released soon. Former Senate President Franklin Drilon is suggesting to privatize some government gaming institutions for the Maharlika Investment Fund. In an interview with the Chiefs, Drilon says that privatizing the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation or PAGCOR and the Philippine Charity Sweepstakes Office or PCSO would resolve the debate on the potential and initial funding sources for the MIF. Drilon also said that this would eliminate a source of corruption since PAGCOR and PCSO operations have been beset by such grievances over the years.
In 2019, Secretary Dominguez was pushing for the privatization of the gaming industry. And he said very clearly, we can generate 300 billion out of this exercise. That's the first one. The second one is, it will eliminate corruption in
Yes,
this,
exactly.
in this industry. You are shooting two birds with one stone.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Authorities are now looking at bad weather and human error as possible reasons behind the plane crash of an Air Force plane. The aircraft crashed in a rice field in Pilar, Bataan on Wednesday, killing 2 pilots. Meantime, here's an update on the private aircraft gone missing in Isabela. A relative tried to call the phone of one of the passengers aboard the missing Cessna 206 plane. The incident management team said that the phone's location is within 20 kilometers of the cell site in Maconacon, still in Isabela province. The Sandigan Bayan has denied the appeal of actor Roderick Paulate to reverse his conviction over the hiring of ghost employees back in 2010. Paulate, who served as Quezon City Councilor, was found guilty of graft and falsification of documents last year. The sentence carries prison time of up to 62 years. In entertainment, Justin Bieber has sold the rights to all his early career music. That and more in the Showbiz Minute by the Associated Press. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News Live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.